Hi there, welcome to Real Life and Real Estate. I'm Mark Peebles, here to help you live your best life and achieve ultimate success. Okay, today got a great show. I'm kind of piggybacking on what we talked about in the last episode, which was serving clients before they're clients, right? Now, I want to talk about how to serve clients for life, and that's what we are going to get into today. But before we do, would you do us a quick favor? Go into YouTube, find our channel at It's Mark Peebles, at It's Mark Peebles. That's where we post all of our real life and real estate Monday mindsets. All of it's there. Just follow us. Subscribe to our channel. That would be really helpful, and we really greatly appreciate it. And also, wherever you get your podcast, subscribe. Our podcast has actually been growing and growing and growing. We've had a lot of new subscribers to the podcast, so thank you so much for that. And honestly, I want this to be of value to you, and I really do truly want this content to help you live a better life, achieve ultimate success, be better in business, and all of those things. So today I want to talk about serving clients for life. You know, there is a closing that happens, and the worst statistic in our entire industry is that 5 years after buying a home, the average homeowner cannot remember the name of their agent. 85% of homeowners cannot remember the name of their agent. That's a scary statistic. I never want that to happen, but it's because when we get our commission, we stop having a service mindset. So today I've just got 5 things that I want to talk about. Now, when I say 5 things, number 1 is a big one, right? In terms of serving a client for life, number 1 is a big one, and I could probably spend 3 episodes just on this first one. But the very first thing that you have to do in order to serve a client for life and serve them well is don't forget them after closing. That sounds so simple, but that is the problem. Most agents, after closing, they get that paycheck. They never talk to the client again. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So let me talk to you about how you serve a client well after the closing. First of all, you need a post-closing follow-up plan. Okay, so if it's a buyer, right, you need to have a follow-up plan where you call them the day of occupancy and you say, hey, I just want to make sure that you get in okay, or that you got in okay. If you had already arranged for keys, want to make sure that everything is as you would have expected, right? So call them there. You call them 24 hours later, say, hey, now you guys are starting to get stuff out of the truck, get things put in place. Is there anything that has been concerning to you? Anything that you've seen that could be an issue? I just want to make sure you're doing well. You know, that's the kind of conversation that you're having 24 hours later. Then 1 week after the move-in, reach out to them again. Now, not all of these have to be calls. You can text them, say, hey, just checking in with you. How's everything going? And then at the end of their first month, you can say, hey, you've been in the home for a month. I just want to make sure all is well in your world. Let me know if you need anything, right? So very simple, but it is a follow-up plan. Now, the other thing, too, though, is you might have someone that sells with you and even moves out of the area, or maybe they moved into a rental property. Don't forget to follow up with them. Hey, 24 hours after, I was just thinking today, I really appreciate the fact that I had the opportunity to work with you, right? A week later, hey, how are things going getting settled in Montana? Or how are things going getting settled in to the new apartment? Whatever the case might be, you can still have that reach out. Now, some agents are like, yeah, but I can't make any more money on them. Listen, they have people they can refer to you. And if you care for people, if you live an open-handed life, and you're generous with people and you show that you're genuine, it'll always come back to you. So never forget, even about sellers, even if they move out of the area or they don't buy another home, stay in touch with them. So not just the 24-hour, 48-hour, 1-month follow-up plan. How are you going to stay in touch with them for life? All right. So here's what we do. First off, if you're not already connected to them on social media, get connected to them on social media. One of my favorite things is to go back see one of my clients and see they just had a baby, and I'll actually drop something in the mail to them, a congratulations letter. I'll have, we used to have Sherry's Berries. No, they're not a sponsor of the show. But we'd have Sherry's Berries delivered, or we would have Crumble Cookie delivered to the house. We would have all kinds of things done when they just had a baby. Recently, I had a client that they had a baby, and I sent them DoorDash. I sent them a DoorDash gift card with a nice little basket that someone on my team put together for them. It was great, but they're really wonderful clients, and I just want them to know how much I care about them. But I see these things on social media, and I can send it to them. Or I can see that little John or James got their black belt. Great. This is super exciting. It's a great reason to write a handwritten note, which is another way we keep in touch, and say, hey, I saw John got his black belt or brown belt, and congratulations. That's super exciting for the family. Hope you guys are doing well, right? And it's handwritten. It shows a lot of care and time. The other thing you can use that for is calls and texts. By the way, with social media, I always say you're scrolling with a purpose, right? You're looking for opportunities to connect with people, build relationship, even though they're a past client. And this shows great service and great care for people. So we're going to send calls and texts. I try to send 5 text messages every day just to touch base with people that I've worked with in the past, see how they're doing, see what's new in their world, or specifically comment on something that I saw on social media. And then occasionally I'll make a phone call, right? So do those things. Connect with them through the mail, which, again, handwritten notes can be part of that, but put them on your list and send postcards to them just so that they're seeing that you're available out there and you are still in connection with them. Emails of value. This is a great way to serve your clients. So if there's something seasonally that is important for them to know about home maintenance, send it in an email of value, or send them a market update as an email of value, or send them a monthly home value report through their email. That is a great thing. I have random agents who have somehow gotten my email address, my personal email address, and they send me home value reports every month. Guess what? I open them so they can call me and see if I want to sell my house, whatever. And it's always funny. I do get those calls every once in a while. I'm like, I own a company, right? But that said, those are of value, and people open those. And it's a great service that you can provide. The other thing, I talked about it before their clients. Well, guess what? After someone has bought with you, an annual client home value report, very important. So what I recommend with that is when they close, if they're a buyer and they close, great. Run an annual home value report right then with their purchase price. Now you've got year one. You don't even have to send that to them, but 1 year from now, when you rerun that, you'll have the data in front of you that you can compare to say, hey, look, your home value has grown by 7% over the last year, right? So really great to do that annual home value report. Number 1, don't forget your clients after closing. Hopefully I gave you some ammo there, things to think about. Number 2, I love this one, first repair free. So when you make that follow-up call, all right, so they've just moved in, they're 24 hours into the house, and they're like, how's everything going so far? Anything that was unexpected? And they're like, yeah, we turned on the dishwasher, and right away we had a leak. This kind of stuff happens, or there's a leak under a sink, or they have a water heater issue. If it's within reason, and I can send one of my handymen out or a plumber for a couple $100, I take care of it right then. I never ask a question. Or if it's a small electrical issue, whatever the case. Now, if it's something major, they have a water heater go out, I will help coordinate it. They're stressed. They need the help. I'll help coordinate, get people out. I may even cover a little bit of it. But all of that to say, that first repair, I'll take care of it for them because they're stressed out. I just got a great commission from helping them, so I can actually give back to them and help them out as things are crazy in their lives. All right, so consider a first repair free. Now, you don't market that to them. That's just something you do because you provide great service. It goes a long, long way. Client appreciation event. Now, this is one of the things that when I teach the Ultimate Success Framework, and I teach, the 6 ways that we communicate with people. This is actually one of them, the consistent, systematic relationship building framework that I teach in there. A client appreciation event is part of that. I think events are really important. I separated this one out, but this is a very meaningful and important way that you can connect with people that you've done business with in the past. Sometimes even people you haven't done business with in the past. But I definitely think you should consider doing an annual client event. Some agents that I know do quarterly events. Some, they do exclusive events for their top 50 clients, the ones that refer them a lot of business. Some agents that I know will do semi-annual events. They'll do a fall event and a spring event. Whatever you find your rhythm is, do that. My rhythm is that I offer Movies with Santa every December, first weekend in December. We show the two big movie releases that have come out recently, and we invite all of our clients to this. And I tell my clients at the closing table, I'm not a closing gift guy. And so because I don't do closing gifts, though, every year from here on out, I'm going to invite my clients to Movies with Santa. Now, the thing about Movies with Santa is if a family of 4 comes, well, I'm going to spend about $60 on that family to attend Movies with Santa. There's a lot of value in that. And I do that year after year after year. But you know what? I get a big return on it because I'm building those relationships. I'm in front of them. I'm seeing people. And in turn, they send business to me. They send referrals to me. And so I think client events, it's a great way to serve your clients long-term. And it's a great way to build relationships. But it's also a great way that you will receive referrals back. One of the things I like to do is get out ahead of problems that come up for my clients when they move into their homes, because something is always going to go wrong. The water heater is going to stop working. Their furnace is going to go out. They're going to have a plumbing leak that they're going to be calling me needing help on. I love to be able to tell them, hey, we got you an Advantage home warranty as part of your deal. That's amazing because now you can make one call or go online and file a claim with Advantage Home Warranty, and they're going to take care of the rest. They'll send a technician out to make the repair, or they'll put money towards a replacement if it gets to that point. So it takes off so much stress for me, for my clients, to know that I've got Advantage Home Warranty in my corner, and I carry one in my own home. I think you should too, and you should recommend it for your clients. So check out Advantage Home Warranty at AdvantageHW.com. That's AdvantageHW.com. Number 4, have this mindset. I'll be right over. My dad taught me this many, many years ago. As I was new in the business, I was asking him, Dad, what's made you successful in this business? He's been in the business well over 50 years, had a very successful career. And one of the first things he taught me is, I'll be right over. When someone calls you and they have a major issue or challenge or something stressful that is going on with their house, say, I'll be right over. Now, in our busy, crazy world, that is not always easy, but it is very impactful. I had a client several years ago. They moved into their house. Their first 6 months in the house, we had a major monsoon rainstorm here in Ohio where I live, and they called us. They were beside themselves because their window wells, they had a basement, their window wells were filling up and water was starting to pour into their basement, and they had no idea what to do. So me and my wife, we grabbed shop vacs and fans, and we went to their house. And we got in there, we started sucking up water. I can't remember, but I feel like we got a pump, and we were pumping water out of the window wells. And then we helped make a referral to a waterproofing company that we knew was reasonable, that would take care of them. You know what? They've ended up becoming very close friends of ours over the years. It's a long-term relationship. They've sent us a lot of real estate business. But it's because when the times got tough, when something was stressful, something went wrong with the house, I said, I'll be right over. All right. And that's something that my dad taught me. I think is one of the most powerful things that you can do is show up when someone needs you. The last thing I'm going to share with you today is you need to have a no client left behind mentality. How many times do you have a client that they are moving somewhere else in the world? They're moving across the country. They're moving out of the country. They are moving into an apartment, and You think, okay, well, they're never going to buy a house from me again. Or here's another one: they move into assisted living, or they move into a retirement community, right? And you think they're never going to do business with me again, so I shouldn't spend the money and waste the money sending them anything or reaching out to them. You need to have a no client left behind mentality. That mentality says no matter what, no matter where they moved, no matter why they moved, no matter what the situation is, I'm not leaving that client behind. I actually have one that's a very meaningful client. Marie and Ned were my clients, older couple. Ned actually died. I've told the story before. Ned actually died like 2 weeks after they moved into the house I helped them with. And I'm giving you the very short version of the story, but they were very meaningful clients to me. And I stuck with Marie for several years. I would check on her. My wife always remembers one time she called me. She had a big spider in her house and she was scared to death, and she called me, and I used "I'll be right over." I kept in touch with her, and she passed away in the last couple of years. And several months after her funeral, I had her son reach out to me. I didn't make it to the funeral. I was actually out of town. Her son, who lived in Maryland, reached out to me, and he said, "I just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate your kindness to my mom, even after she moved." I forgot this part of the story. She moved from my market out to Maryland, and I sold the house for her, but I continued to reach out. I continued to keep her on my mailing list and keep her family on my mailing list. And so they reached out and they said, "We just want you to know how much we appreciate how much you cared for our mom." And that goes so far. I don't know if that family will ever send me any more business, but you never know. They have connections here, and they might. But I can tell you this: no matter what happens, I'm not going to let them forget that I care about them. I think that is so important. It's that no client left behind mentality. And if you have that mentality, I believe you will always have a lot of business. All right. So how do we serve well after the transaction is completed? Well, we don't forget our clients after closing. We do a first repair free. So, you send someone out there, get some minor things fixed up for them. First repair free. Do a client appreciation event. Try to do at least one annually, if not more. Have a mindset that says, "I'll be right over. When things go wrong, I'm going to show up." And then have a no client left behind mentality. All right. So I'm actually, a lot of this content that you've heard these last couple of weeks, I've built out a whole course that I'm really excited to roll out. I'm going to be teaching it across the country. And this course is designed, it's specific to how to serve clients well. So I have all kinds of customer service things in there, from pre-client to buyer client, seller client, and then clients for life. It's going to be a great course. I'm really excited about it. So if I'm going to be teaching anywhere close to you, be sure to get out to this one. Or if your brokerage or your real estate association would love to have this content for your agents, you can go to itsmarkpeebles.com. That is my website for speaking as a keynote speaker and real estate educator across the country. So for today, I hope this has helped you, given you some ideas, spark some life in things that you can be doing after you close for a client. What is next to serve that client for life? I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great week.